Okay, so why is the demand curve downsloped? The answer is marginal utility, the way we choose things. For example, if you look at that PowerPoint which I provided you on Google Classroom, it may or may not work for you, but if you do, you'll notice there's also a document that looks like this. This document is one I'll refer to. You might want to have it open as you go along. Now, long story short, once upon a time there were definitions. For example, what does marginal mean? Well, it means the next unit, the next group. And utility is like Batman. Batman has a utility belt. It's useful. It's value. It has satisfaction for him. If you take the usefulness of something and put it together with that particular group, it's called marginal utility. All right, let's assume stuff. Just like this COVID virus. It's going to kill millions. Whoops. It's going to kill hundreds and hundreds of thousands. Whoops. It's going to kill 100,000. Whoop. It's going to kill 60,000. They keep changing how many people it's going to kill because they have to keep changing their assumptions in their model. Well, we have assumptions in our model too. Like the first one. We're going to assume that a rational person who buys things are always going to try to get a total utility increase, total satisfaction, total value. As you consume more and more, it should always increase your satisfaction. Number two, each additional unit you consume will give you less satisfaction than the one before. I say again, marginal utility diminishes because each one you consume is not quite as good as the one you just had. Example, pizza. Oh, you gotta love pizza. The first slice of pizza is good. Let's say it's not too hot, doesn't burn your mouth, but it's really like, wow, I really like that pizza. In fact, you like it so much, you have a second slice, but the second one's not as good as the first one, and the third one is not as good as the second one. And by the time you get to your fourth one, it's kind of like work, and if you have too many, yeah, you might puke. You might have too much, and that's not good. So we're going to assume that each additional unit gives you less satisfaction than the one before it. And this is important. We're going to assume that you're smart and you know when to stop. You know your limit. Don't eat too much pizza where you get so full it's like a beached whale when you go to bed at night. Another assumption. We're going to assume that you're thinking long run, not short run. You're thinking beyond the moment. You're thinking, like, wow, I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. Well, as soon as you start eating the horse, you start to feel really terrible and your stomach might burst and you die. No, you're going to think long run, like, gee, I don't want to burst my stomach. Maybe I should eat a little bit less. Ooh, I don't want to walk around like a tub of lard. I don't want to walk around like I'm carrying 5, bowling balls inside my belly. That's just not cool. So I know when to stop. Number 5, assume you can quantify your utility. In other words, you can put a number on how satisfied things make you. So we're just going to assume this so we can all agree on the numbers. But in real life, you really don't do this very much. But number 6, you do. This is huge. We're going to assume you maximize satisfaction per dollar spent. For each dollar you spend, you're trying to get a certain amount of value or utility. And you want to get the most utility for each dollar you spend. Just like old Mick Jagger here. He was studying economics at the London School of Economics. This song is based on scarcity. Most all the Rolling Stones songs are. Yeah. Well, anyway, you listen to that sometime. It's really cool. Here we go. You got 2 choices here with the money in your pocket. You got popcorn and you got pop. Now, this is utility is quantity. This is quantity, like first unit, second unit, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, etc. Like the first pop, the first popcorn. The second popcorn, the second pop, etc. MU, this is marginal utility. The marginal utility is how much satisfaction that particular unit gives you. Example, the first unit gives you 860. Yeah, all right, value, satisfaction. The sixth one only gives you 360, like, okay, it's that good, but not as good as the one before it, because that one gave me 500. Same thing with pop. Each additional pop gives you more and more satisfaction total. This is your total satisfaction. Notice how total utility increases as we go down. but each additional unit gives you less than the one before. And look how much money it cost you. I mean, this is not cool. It's $2 for the popcorn, it's $1 for the pop, and you got $10 to spend. So what are you going to buy first? First popcorn or first pop? Answer, you can't decide. I mean, think about it. Can you add and subtract fractions with different denominators? If you have no idea what I just said, look it up. Anyway, you can't add and subtract fractions with different denominators. You just can't. And look at the denominator. MU per dollar. That's a fraction. MU is marginal utility. How much satisfaction does each unit give you? Dollar sign is how much money it takes to buy something. You know, it's $2, right? It's $2 for popcorn. It's $1 for pop. So MU per dollar is different for each one because they have different amounts that you have to pay. $2 for popcorn, $1 for pop. So we can't do it. Because like the man said, you can't compare apples to oranges. That's that extra credit book that you can't read now for extra credit. But I do recommend you read it. Freakonomics, baby. So anyway, we take marginal utility per dollar. If popcorn runs you $2 and it gives you $8.60, pop runs you $1 and gives you $500, we're going to have to make it so it's easier to figure out. So let's look at marginal utility per dollar. Marginal utility per dollar. Well, it's $2 per, so $8.60 is what it gives you. It runs you $2, so $8.60 divided by 2, $4.30. See how we did that? We divided it by how much money it's going to run you for that one popcorn. The next popcorn is $800, but it runs you $2, so $800 divided by $2 is $400. I bet you've already guessed. This one is, yep, we take our $7.20, spend $2 for it. It gives you $3.60 per dollar. And this one's $2, so we divide it. We get per dollar, per dollar, per dollar, per dollar. This one is going to be easy because they're only $1 each. So bop boom boom bop boom bop 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 boop bop, and we're done. Let's go shopping. Notice the first thing we buy is pop. Why? Because we're not looking at this. Can't compare them. We're looking per dollar, so each one is per dollar. So 500 is definitely more shebang than 430. What do we buy next? We got $9 left to spend. We buy the first popcorn. We buy the second pop. Well, 480 is bigger than 430, so yeah, we buy that. Now look, $8. Let's go. So now we're comparing the third pop and the first popcorn, so we buy the first popcorn because 430 is bigger than 420. Right? Right. So there it goes. Now we're looking at the second popcorn and the third pop. And I think this one is bigger, so let's buy the third pop. You'll notice we still got money to spend, and we're Americans, so let's spend $5 more. Let's see, 400. Yep, let's buy that one there because 400 bigger than that. Oh dear, we have just hit 360 for each of them. We got $3. Which do we buy next? Well, I said, life is full of tough choices. It's called consumer equilibrium. When the marginal utility per dollar, in other words, your choice is equally appealing to you. What are you going to buy? The answer, we're Americans. We got $3. $2 here, $1 there. We got nothing left. We have just purchased. Notice that we have had $10, these numbers, and we went shopping. And we compared and we contrasted, and we said, I'll take this one and that one and this one and that one. We ended up with 3 popcorn, 4 pop. It's like if you go to McDonald's. And you go to McDonald's and you go up there and you're looking at the front counter and you're going, wow, I think I want to buy one of them and one of these and one of these other things. You're looking at what it is, how good it is to you, you think, and you're looking at the price. In other words, you're doing this. You're comparing and contrasting. Remember that assumption we looked at here? We can quantify utility? Well, that's kind of weird and stupid. We really can't. But we can do this. We can compare and contrast and say, I like this one, I want that one, I want this, I want that, and then we spend our money. There we go. Let's go now to look back here. It says construct a budget line. A budget line. A budget line is how much money we can spend on stuff. So we do that. So we get ourselves a budget line, and the budget line has... Oh, shut up, Marge. We're going to construct a budget line. So get yourself some scrap paper and make an L. Notice how much space I'm using for the L. We have two things we can buy. We can buy popcorn or we can buy pop. And we got $10. If popcorn is $2, with $10 we can buy a total of, yes, 5 popcorn. And we get ours 1 through 5. And a pop is $1. We got $10. If we buy just pops, we can buy 10 pops. And then we calibrate our axes. So our axes are calibrated. Everything is cool. And you may recall that if I buy 5 popcorn, I cannot buy any pops. That's called opportunity cost. My best alternative is pop. How much pop do I give up to buy 5 popcorn? I give up 10 pops. So I buy 0 pops if I buy 5 popcorns. There's a dot. On the other hand, if I buy just 10 pops, I got no money left over for popcorn. So there's a dot. And of course, I can connect them and I see I have other alternatives here. The question of a budget line is you can never, ever, ever get past your budget line. I say again, you can never, ever, ever, ever go past your budget line. You're stuck. But you can go on your budget line. You can go under your budget line. But you can never, ever go past it. So let's look here. Do we want 5 popcorn and 0 pops? If we go back to our information here, you'll notice that our total utility, if we buy 5 popcorn will give us $3.50 here, right? See it right there, $3.50. So let's go back here, and we'll discover that's $3.50, 300,500 utility points. Well, that's great. 4 popcorn and 2 pops. 4 popcorn and 2 pops. 4 popcorn is 3,000. 2 pops is 980. So 3,000 and 980 is 3,980. Hey, that's a lot better than 3,500. What about this option here? 3 popcorn and 4 pops. What's the number? I pause for you to figure it out using this. Right. You add up both popcorn and the pop possibility. This is better. We're definitely going to move in a direction that we want more per dollar. This is $10, $10, $10. I'm getting more satisfaction per dollar spent. What's this one? I pause. You figure. Or you just are lazy and click, and here we are, 30. Oh, what happened? It's getting smaller. In fact, that's even smaller. And what's this one? Don't know. Why? Because we don't have data. We only go up to 8. 9 and 10 we don't have here, so we cannot determine, let alone, we don't know what the pop will do for us. Anyway, long story short, we're going to buy 3 popcorn and 4 pop. 3 popcorn, 4 pop. That's what we're going to buy on our budget line. Because that's what we already determined, and this is how we figured it out. We bebopped along and got 4140. 4,140 utilities, values, satisfactions, whatever you want to call it. Yep. So it's our optimal combination, 3 and 4. But we already figured this out, didn't we? Oh, shut. Don't. It'll hurt. Don't do it. So anyway. Marginal utility of both goods and consumer equilibrium per dollar spent are equal. Now we're going to go shopping again. But folks, I recommend you come back. This is going to be part 2.